It's showtime, folks. Welcome in, Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. On this Thursday, we are live at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Bar Lines. He's Big Joe Dubin. I'm Chase McCabe. The rifleman, Connor Newt, is back at the studio today. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Jojo, what's up?
Just watching you work the last 30 minutes to set things up and not take a breath and just get it done is remarkable.
Yep.
Well done.
Yep. Well, it.
Well done, man. I'm telling you, had you fallen over and collapsed, I'd have said I'd have called 911 and gone home. I'd be like, all right, make sure Chase is okay. I can't do any of this.
I'm usually pretty humble. Ricky calls me the big humble.
That's right.
But I have no problem saying this on the air that I do think sometimes this place might fall apart if I wasn't here.
Because man,
I don't know how I just pulled off what I just pulled off, but we're good.
Right.
Hey, we're good to go. We're on the air, and that's what matters. We're excited to be here at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Bar Lines. Got a nice crowd today. You were taking pictures and autographs earlier, so that was cool. Signing books.
I did about a 7-minute stand-up set for everybody walking by. It was pretty good.
That's cool.
I'm like a young
Turn that microphone up.
I'm like a young
Ray
Combs.
Ray Combs.
Don't even look him up. Just move on.
I'm excited about our show today. Obviously, we'll talk about the Titans and getting ready for preseason game number 2 tomorrow. But 12:30, here in about 28 minutes, a true Nashville legend is going to join us. Somebody you worked with for a long time at News 2, Davis Nolan, the retiring Davis Nolan.
Yep,
is going to be joining us.
So Davis retires tomorrow. 40 plus years on the air at Channel 2. I worked with him for 15 years and some amazing conversations we had together. And we talk about this before, when Dimitri and Rudy
Right.
and when Dan passed away, even when Neil Lorne signed off last year. I mean, it's not happening anymore. These guys were, with the fiber of our community. I mean, they were everywhere and you see them in places. And those days are gone, man, of the long-term anchor who's sitting in the city who you revere. And Davis is, I hate it. I mean, he's going out on his terms, which is great, but we had some great conversations back in the old sports office at Channel 2, and it's good. It'll be good to talk to him today as he signs off tomorrow. I still think he's going to do a little something here and there, like the fishing things at Channel 2, but as far as full-time, and then he was replaced by our friend of the show, Daphne DeLore.
Yes, who you worked with at Channel 4.
Oh, I've had many jobs and worked with many people.
I feel like to do weather in this town, they have to go through Big Joe.
Yeah.
The big Joe
put the stamp on him.
Stamp of approval.
Ron House, you crossed me, you saw what happened. You're no longer on the air. Hey, Charlie Neese, watch it, pal.
I love Charlie, though.
I know he's a good dude.
He is a good dude.
12:30 talking to and we'll get into it later in the segment, but our question of the day revolves around people like Davis.
Yes, we'll get to that here in just a second. What else is going on? I'm going to be honest with you. Like, again, y'all don't care, but for the past hour, I've been dealing with I hit a tire on the way here. I mean, like, that tire seemed to be attracted to my car.
So you're headed down here.
I'm headed down here, and I had to go to the station because something got taken out of the bag. I had to go to the station, and I'm at the split of 24 and 440. And so if you get on at Briley Parkway, you kind of have to – you don't have a lot of time to get over to the far left if you want to go into downtown.
Right.
So, Chase Earnhardt Jr. is kind of doing his thing, and I'm watching mirrors and 18-wheelers that don't care that I'm on the road and trying to run me over and everything. And literally there was an SUV good ways in front of me, and they had a flat tire, and like the tire came off. Not the full wheel, but like the edge of the tire. I'm trying to
the tread.
The tread, yeah, okay. came off. And so I'm watching mirrors trying to merge over, and I literally look up, and this thing's right in front of me, and I just go, "Oh, expletive!" Swerve, hit it. I mean, there was no avoiding it.
Look at you.
And my car is like, it'll slam the brakes for you and stuff. And so but I got control. Like I mean, Jesus was with me. Like I had angels around the car because I didn't have time to look to see if anybody was around me or anything. I'm just instinct. And I was good. I had to get on 440 at that point.
So the car that blew, did they just stop in the middle of the road?
No, I saw as I was once I kind of like gathered myself and was going up the ramp on 440 because like I literally that was the way I swerved. They had pulled to the shoulder. They were on the side of the road, so I was able to get that done, or to see what they had pulled over, and I was like, okay, well, all right, driving good, checking the tire gauge, like everything seems fine so far. Thought I smelt something, but I think that was just a
Taco Bell.
Yeah, it was something like that. But I pulled off on Nolansville Road, checked everything, and it looked fine. Like my car didn't have really any damage, and I was just like, "Oh boy." So then I get here and have to
make it work,
MacGyver all our equipment together, and But we're there. We're happy. I got a Caesar salad staring at me that I'm excited about. So
it smells really good.
It does.
So I mean, we're back. We're at Omni National Hotel Bar Lines. It's a beautiful day. People here gathered around by our fireside chat, just waiting for us to dole out some wisdom, which we have none. So thanks for sitting around, everybody.
I do want to get later. Ben Solak on ESPN ranked all 32 NFL teams by watchability.
You already know.
We're definitely going to have to get into that. But why don't you hit us with our question of the day?
So with Davis Nolan coming on today, Davis is an icon in our city. I mean, he's retiring after 40-plus years. So when you think of your hometown, whether you're from Nashville, Knoxville, Memphis, Grand Rapids, I don't care. When you think of your hometown, what person comes to mind?
Like immediately, like anybody?
Immediately comes to mind. It's usually a radio DJ. Like when I think about Nashville, Carl P. Mayfield and Rudy Kalis come to mind. I could be living in Miami, Florida for the last 30 years. Carl P. Mayfield and Rudy Kalis come straight to mind.
There are a lot of answers to this question for me, but I'll give you one. Chris Clark.
Perfect.
If you've lived here long enough, you know who Chris Clark is.
Yes, you do. Legend. And there are Chris Clarks in every hometown.
Yep.
And
he was the anchor at News Channel 5 for 40 years, or maybe 50. Long time. Hired Oprah as the news director, and I was lucky enough at MTSU to have him as a professor. But, I mean, that's the cool thing about this town. Like we talk about Davis, is they're just like your news and radio people for so long. They were there. There wasn't a turnover.
That's right.
Chris, Ron Howes, Hope Hines, Vicky Yates were all at Channel 5 forever. You mentioned Rudy, Dan, Demetria, Bill Hall, the late, great Bill Hall.
Most powerful man in Nashville.
Bob Mueller at Channel 2 with Ann Holt. Davis, has been there. Lisa Patton was there a long time. I mean, dude, even you. Like, you were on the air on television in this town for 20-something years. You've been on radio.
Still handsome.
Still handsome. So, I mean, that's the really cool part about Nashville that you just don't see as much anymore. And, like, you're never going to see that again. Like,
never. There's
going to be – and all the people that are on television and radio now do a fine job. But, obviously, it's going to be different.
It is. And, Nashville was a stop. I mean, you lived here and moved here. And now, so many people just make it a one-stop way out of town, and they work here for several years and leave. So when you think of your hometown, 615-737-1025, who comes to mind immediately? And we're talking about having Davis Nolan on at 12:30 today, and Davis was one of those in that same breath you talk about for so long on the air. And I remember when they rolled out the Storm Tracker 2000 back in those days, and 2000 rolled along. Like, well, what are you going to name it now? Because it's now 2001. I mean, all the fun stuff that went on. So I'm happy for him, but I'm sad for Nashville and the airwaves that you lose a guy like Davis.
And it doesn't have to be a TV or radio. Nope. Like you could say Steve McNair. I mean, it could be a sports figure.
Yep. Whoever pops to your mind of your hometown, who comes to mind?
You know what's so funny though? Like 20 almost or 30 years ago, we didn't have a sports figure to really say unless it was, Vanderbilt, really.
Right.
But we didn't have pro sports. So it was like, or Tennessee. I mean, Peyton Manning was probably the answer.
Oh yeah,
when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, it was. And that's the thing. I mean, but just when you go back again and you're like, oh, and you could be from Hattiesburg, it doesn't matter. But there's somebody in your hometown that when somebody brings up you read it or you bring up your hometown, immediately first thing comes to mind. So Carl P., for those that don't know, was a longtime disc jockey here in town. Was powerful, was funny, was powerful, was different, was great. So all those things. We look forward to hearing those. You guys are wonderful with those.
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. That is our question of the day, which we will get to throughout the program. Coming up next, we'll talk a little sports, talk a little Titans as they get ready for preseason game number 2. In your mind, Joe, who is the one person that is competing for a roster spot, not named Cam Ward, that you need to see something a little bit more from tomorrow night?
Got a great answer.
615-737-1025. We'll talk about that coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Jason Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Here on this Thursday. My Brussels sprouts are very good, in case you were wondering.
Smell good.
Yeah. Unfortunately, before we get to this conversation, I know we got a little breaking news.
Yeah, at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. This is from the campus. This is from the school's Twitter account. There's a possible active shooter in the university center or library. It says to run, hide, fight. More information forthcoming. So right now there's a possible active shooter in the university center or library. This is from the UTC Twitter account, X account, whatever, the official account. Possible active shooter in the university center or library. Run, hide, fight. More information forthcoming. Of course, this is all early right now, so if anything else pops during the show or anything more information that comes out, we'll let you guys know immediately. So I know there's a lot of people who sent their kids to UTC this week, and just, dear Lord, look over them. Please protect them right now in this moment. Anything else comes up, we'll let you guys know.
Yes, and thanks for passing that along. And obviously, we hope that everyone is okay, and we'll keep you updated as we learn more. So with that, I hate segueing into this, but
exactly.
I asked you this: the one Titan that you're looking at, not named Cam Ward, tomorrow, that you want to see, you need to see something out of in the final preseason game.
I want to see, of course, Restrepo. I want to see him out there and see what he can do. He's a long shot to make the team, but get the one opportunity left to do that and see what you can do in that slot, because they really, I mean, have they settled on a slot guy yet? I mean, so we know Lockett and Van Jefferson and Ridley going to be there, and DK and Iamanair. There's your guys. Maybe some more down the field with them, but the receiver core, mainly Restrepo, to see, he's going to get put on the practice squad. Somebody's going to pick him up. I've seen this happen before, and then go to another team and have success, which is fine. But maybe tomorrow night he can showcase what he could do and get him out there and be. I'd just like to see him. I mean, it's a good story. Undrafted free agents are always a good story to follow. I don't care who you are. That's a good story to follow.
Yeah. I mean, I think Restrepo is probably an answer that a lot of people are going to have. I'm going to go with a 4th-round pick, Gunnar Helm. I think Gunnar Helm's had a nice camp. I'd like to see him, and I'd like to see a little bit more out of him so he can solidify that he is at least tight end 2 on this team, because I think he's got a chance to be tight end 2.
Is he probably
and maybe tight end 1?
Yeah, right. I mean, he's had really good camp, and they like him. He can block and everything you want out of a tight end. So we'll see. The problem is, I mean, is Cam playing tomorrow night? Is he not playing tomorrow night? We need to see him out there. I like to see him. Is the offensive line playing? I mean, there's all these mix and match going on, which drive me crazy, because it's truly hard to evaluate what's going on out there. But look, when you're on the field, just make the plays. You cannot control who's across from you, the second, third, or first team. Just go out there and prove yourself. It's a big resume tape game for a lot of guys.
Jackson Slater's another one that I think I'm interested in. I mean, if you listen to what Brian Callahan said the other day, it sounds like it's going to be a similar plan of what they've been doing and having a lot of the starter, play maybe a quarter.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that
Cam Ward needs to play.
So the players are on the cut line, have to sweat out to, I think, Tuesday. I think Tuesday is when the cuts have to be official and go on. It's one big fell swoop of cuts that happen like that. It'll start leaking out, Sunday or Monday and all that. But for a lot of these guys, this could be the last time they ever put on a football. We say the same thing every year, but give one more chance. They'll get one more chance to go out there and show tomorrow night what they can do about the Vikings. And again, where the Vikings bring them. Are they going to play? You saw them 2 weeks ago. They got some local flavor on the team. Ty Chandler's on that team. Jordan Mason from Gallatin's on the team. So they're kind of the same predicament the Titans are. But I wanted to see Cam Ward more during preseason, because we still have not seen him go into halftime leading this team.
Let's see. Well, I lost the text that I had. Somebody was asking about Restrepo, and I was that kind of answers that question. I think we feel practice squad is the best spot for him.
Well, I mean, there's some little good competition too there as well for guys that are over him, and you make your way. Look, for Restrepo, if he doesn't make it here and lands on their team, good for him, and see what you could do. But those are the main thing. Jackson Slater's another one. Problem is, Jackson Slater, if he plays tomorrow night, you're not going to see a lot of him because obviously the camera follows the ball.
Yeah.
So you're not going to see, they're not going to ISO in Jackson Slater doing 101 pass pro or 101 run blocking. Just not going to happen that way. But yeah, I think it's another guy who could really make an impact. I mean, look, and what's the defensive end? I can't pronounce his name for UCLA.
Oladejo.
Femi
Oladejo.
What's his first name?
Femi.
I'd like to see.
Connor, what's his full first name?
Olafemi.
Olafemi.
But he goes by Femi, right?
It's pretty cool.
Yes.
Right? I'd have him play the entire game tomorrow night.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm hoping everyone's safe out there, but I'm good.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'll get you updates on that when they come through. But I'd like to see Oladejo play the entire game.
I think he would be good. I think it would be good if he did that. Ben says the punter better improve or he'll be replaced. I'm going to be honest. I haven't paid that much attention to punts, and I probably should.
Stonehouse got cut from Miami.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Who knows? Bring him back. Yeah, we haven't paid much attention to the punting team after that goes on. Evidently, they got the best special teams coach who's ever been around the game of football that's on this team now. What's his first name? Fossil John?
Yeah, John.
John
Bones.
Fossil. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, but again, you get one more chance to work on a lot of things, and then you're off for 16 days before you take on the Denver Broncos. We got people taking pictures of us. Hey, everybody. She's like, put your hand down. I'm trying to get a shot of the board. Waving. Big fans of Chase McCabe over there.
Matthew in Nashville says, I sound scary. Do I sound scary?
No, do you?
I don't think so. I don't mean to be.
Please don't be scary.
All right, back to our question of the day because a lot of text rolled in on on our question of the day. Sonny says James Spann in Birmingham. Even I know who that is.
Exactly.
He's a weather
right.
longtime meteorologist.
Yep.
For the ABC, is that right?
Maybe Fox. They switched over ABC. Years ago.
David in Portland says Bob Mueller, Leland Statham, Nick Barris, and Joe Dubin, but specifically to Portland, Corey Brewer and country singer Ronnie McDowell.
Is that Chris Ladd?
No, it's Matthew in Nashville.
Matthew, yeah, those are all good ones. Excluding
I think
me.
it's 9721. This thing's jumping around on me. Let's go to the phones. Daryl on our question of the day. Daryl, what's up?
All right, I moved here in '97. Well, I actually moved to Hendersonville and lived there ever since. And I gave 2 names, but I think I'm going to have to expand that to 4 names. So my first name is my TV wife, Holly Thompson, since she lives in Hendersonville, and she is the most beautiful woman on TV. The second one is Mark Howard. Rest in peace. Love Mark. And then as I was on hold, I thought, guys, I'm just going to have to give you about 2 minutes here. Let's hear from Daryl, Plaster, and Willie.
Yeah, there you go. Now, let's go to Daryl on a car phone. Daryl, welcome in. You're on the 125 the game.
That's right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Daryl.
Thank you, Daryl. I hate to do this, but I got to run.
All those are perfect. That's Mark Howard, for those that don't know, passed away 3 years ago now.
Yep. Longtime
sports guy on Channel 5, which is the radio. Such a good dude, and he passed away 3 years ago. But all those are great. I mean, we think of your hometown, man. And it's always pleasant thoughts, I think, when you think about your hometown. When I think about Rudy or Carl P., it's, yeah. I mean, those. So hopefully you have good thoughts of that person when you think of your hometown.
Steve from Dixon says Jack Brickhouse, announcer for the Cubs.
From your hometown. That's pretty cool.
9882 has a good one, Vern. Jim Verney.
Yeah.
Better known as Ernest.
Was he from White House?
He's from around here.
Yeah,
I know that.
yeah.
My dad knew him.
Jim Varney, man.
Like that. The whole story of Ernest is just, pretty cool.
Yeah.
He just kind of stumbled into it. Ben, let's see. Sterling Marlin, Josh from Columbia. Sterling Marlin went to my high school. He brought us his UT themed car for the Cool Schools broadcast on Channel 4 in 2008. My first job was Piggly Wiggly, and he came in for the fried chicken all the time. He's a good man. I 100% believe that.
Yes. 2-time winner, right?
Daytona 500 winner.
Yes.
He won more than that, but yeah,
But
the Daytona 500.
yeah. I mean, that's the day race. So good.
You know
for
what's
him.
cool about like Columbia? You know, the Nashville and surrounding areas. We claim a 2-time Daytona 500 champion.
Yep.
We claim a 2-time Indianapolis 500 champion in Joseph Newgarden. Cup Series winner in Josh Berry. And there's probably, obviously we claim DW as well.
Right.
Who's a 3-time Cup champion and 1-time Daytona 500 champion.
That's what he's saying, buddy.
We know racing around here.
Racing around here.
Yeah.
We'll get into that a little bit later in the show, too, right?
Yes, we will. We will definitely get into that because we talk racing on this station. 615-737-1025. It's our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHonda.com. We'll get continue the Titans conversation, including the watchability aspects, ranking all 32 teams by watchability. We'll do that coming up next. What you got?
And before we go, UTC has tweeted out all individuals on the UTC campus should remain on lockdown. Do not move unless directed by law enforcement. Campus facilities are currently being searched by police. If you're just joining us, there's an active shooter on the campus, University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. This is from the main X account at UTC. So any more information, we'll let you guys know.
We will keep you updated on that and hope everybody is safe. It's Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Thursday. We're live at Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel. A lot of people here hanging out with us today. Hope you're having a nice lunch and enjoying our banter up here. But I'm excited about our next guest. And, Joe, I'll let you do the introductions here in just a second. But I have watched this guy on television my entire life. And he might even be a Bellevue guy, too, if I'm not mistaken. We bring in Davis Nolan, the retiring meteorologist at Channel 2. Davis, how you doing?
Hey, Chase. Well, I'm doing great. I was a Bellevue guy when I moved here in 1981, and I stayed out in Bellevue for probably about 4 years before I moved into Davidson County. And now I'm on my way to Wilson County, right near to Lakeview Elementary, where Joe, his daughter, went to Lakeview about the same time my daughter was going there. We used to see each other all the time at the pickup line. Like that movie. What was it? That you pick up the kid at the school and you're going the wrong way in the line.
Yeah, right.
we might have done that.
Those were the days. What takes you to Lakeview today?
Well, Bart Barker, who is the public information officer for Wilson County Schools, asked me if I'd come speak. Since I was retiring, he wanted me to come speak there. And he knew my daughter had gone there. Maybe he knew your daughter had gone there. And he wanted me to come speak to the whole school. So I got the kindergarten all the way on up, the little ones and the older ones today. Talk about the weather.
Davis, you're going off. I know you're retiring, but you're still going to be around. When you first made that announcement and I saw it on Facebook, I mean, there were thousands and thousands of people that weighed in. I know you got into this business not for that, to do weather and to inform people. But, Davis, when you look back at that, I mean, it was so rewarding reading all those comments about you. How did you feel about that?
Well, it really was rewarding. And, I felt bad. I was trying to, at least hit the like button, And I'm pretty good with Facebook, but Instagram I'm not as good with, even though I post on Instagram, And I was trying to give a reply or at least a like back to each person. And I was very flattered and just overwhelmed that, that how many people were so nice. And I just wanted to make sure that they all knew that I appreciated their comments.
So you said you moved to Nashville. Davis Nolan is with us. You moved to Nashville in 1981. Is that right?
Yeah, I moved to Nashville in 1981, November of 81. So I'm just shy of 44 years. We're rounding it up to 44.
So what brought you here originally? Is that when you started at News 2?
Yes, it is. And, boy, is this going to be a familiar story. Guess what? I played music. I don't think anybody's moved here because of that. But, no, I didn't come here hitchhiking with a guitar over my back, as the song said. I had the job at News 2, and I did have a degree in meteorology. And, so I was very passionate about both. And I always tell people that, the two things that I really loved was music and meteorology. And that's what I want to do for a living, one or the other or both. And, God let me do one for a living and have a pretty good amount of fun doing the other one.
Did you, being a former Bellevue guy, did you ever go to a place called the Natchez Trace?
Well, yeah. I mean, you're talking about the Natchez Trace itself, right?
There was a bar. There was a bar in Bellevue on Old Hickory Boulevard. It was my dad's. That's why I bring this up.
Oh, really? Okay.
I could be wrong, but because he knew you were a musician or something, and I didn't know if you had played there or what. But back in the day, so I was just curious.
I don't think I did, but I might have been in there. It's hard to say. I know back in those old days. What was the place on White Bridge Road? Jeez, Joe, there was a place I used to play there. I can't remember the name of it. But it had music.
No, there were Tall Paul played there all the time, and
yeah,
dadgummit, Davis.
Calhoun's?
No, gosh,
yeah, it was White Bridge Road right there in the little shopping center.
Yep.
But boy, and then do you remember the Brass Hay? Now that was my most fun. Well, some of the most fun I had. They used to let me come play before the bands on Friday night, and I played acoustic guitar, but I played the acoustic songs of all the rock bands. Like, I played like Jethro Tull, a lot of the acoustic songs that Jethro Tull did, like Led Zeppelin. I mean, people remember Stairway to Heaven, but there's all kinds of other acoustic songs that Led Zeppelin had. Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You on the first album, you name it. So anyway, so I did a lot of the songs that were on rock albums, but they were the acoustic side. So they let me play at the Brass every Friday night. That was back in the early 80s, you know. And then later on, I did have a band when I was writing my own original rock stuff and playing around. We played all around town with my band. We called it Seven. But, you know, I never, you know, I made my living at Channel 2 the whole time. So, you know, but like I said, God let me do one for a living and have fun doing the other.
That's a good way to do it. We're talking to Davis Nolan here on the Chasing Big Joe Show. Davis is retiring tomorrow after 40-plus years here in the Nashville market. Davis, I'll never forget working with you when Katrina hit your hometown, you know, 20 years ago, and seeing, I know your parents were still there, seeing your passion, your dedication, your commitment, not only to keep people safe here, but to inform those who had family members down there in New Orleans during that. You were remarkable. You were simply remarkable in the way you cared about people doing all that. And you care about people anyway, but I saw that in another level because it was personal to you. So I'll never forget that. That was 20 years ago.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was quite a big deal, you know, because a lot of people don't, you know, I could go on about Katrina forever, but, you know, the storm had pretty much passed. And most, you know, the water didn't come. If you watch any of these documentaries and stuff, a lot of people didn't see water, you know, for another day or so. When my parents were closer to the lakefront, so it was probably like maybe 2 or 3 hours after the storm had passed. And then all, you know, and everybody's like, okay, well, it's over. We made it. And then suddenly here comes the water down the street, you know, and next thing you know, it's 6 feet deep. And my parents luckily were able to get out, but, you know, but they had 6 feet of water in the house where they did. Luckily, they went to a neighbor's house that had a second floor and stayed there till they get rescued by boat.
Yeah, that was a special time. By the way, Sean texted in. It's Rainbow Key, Davis. Rainbow Key.
Oh, wow. That was a restaurant that had a lot of Polynesian stuff, and I used to go in there all the time. But I'm not sure that was a really good restaurant. I'm trying to remember if they had music or not, but I do remember Rainbow Key.
Yeah, it did. Before that, it was that music that it evolved into Rainbow Key. So
right.
We got old, Davis.
Yeah, we did. I'm 71 now, so, you know, I guess it was time to retire.
Davis Nolan is with us. So which newscast will be your last tomorrow?
Okay, well, what we've done is we're going to have, it'll be 6 p.m. tomorrow. Basically, we're having this special at 6:30, between 6:30 and 7, and I apologize to all the Wheel of Fortune watchers because I know how passionate they are, because my daughter loves Wheel of Fortune, and when we show the coaches show and cover from 6:30 to 7, she's upset, okay? And she watches Wheel of Fortune all the time, and we answer the phones all the time when we cover a Wheel of Fortune, but that's when they're going to do my little show between 6:30 and 7. It's going to be a Thank You Davis show. So they asked me to do the 6 o'clock show that leads into that and actually do weather on the 6 o'clock show and make that my last one. So tomorrow at 6 o'clock, then we have a special from 6:30 to 7.
That is so cool. We will definitely be watching. What was it like working with Bob and Ann and so many others for so many years at News 2?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned, you know, Ann, because Ann Holt is just one of the most classy people I've ever known. And she called me the other day, and she was really sweet and, you know, congratulate me on the retirement and everything. We talked for like 45 minutes or so. And but it was sort of like Bob, Ann, and Lisa and me were sort of that classic News 2 through the 80s and 90s, you know, and maybe into a little bit into the 2000s, really, I guess. You know, and everybody's, you know, we got some great people there now. I really admire everybody we have now. But we had sort of this, you know, that was how a lot of people remember News 2 was Bob, Ann, Lisa, and Davis, you know. So I'm happy that they included me in that bunch.
Oh, well, so deserving. I really cherished all the moments we would come to the sports office. You and I would talk on the weekends and watch games together, and it's really cool, man, because we had a lot of good talks back in those days on the weekends when it was just you and I kind of hanging out there.
Well, one thing, Joe, I remember, and, you know, Joe worked at Channel 2 as an intern. Then he worked as a satellite truck or a live truck operator and all that stuff. And one time we came in West End. What's the restaurant? Famous restaurant in West End. You were at it, and you told me, I'm going to get into sports one day, and I'm going to be in the media on sports. And when you suddenly were on doing media and sports, I was like, Joe did it. I mean, he said he was going to do it, and he did it. And my wife pointed it out to me. He told us, you know, that he was going to do this, and he did it. You know.
Well,
So,
I got lucky. I working with you, Bob, and Ann, and everybody, John Dwyer, and everybody that was there that kind of helped you along the journey. So, I mean, that's like if you ask somebody, all right, David, start thinking the people that helped you, you'd be on for the next 5 hours.
yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. One thing I do want to mention is that even though I'm retiring, we're continuing the Fishing Funtacular.
Good.
And seasonally, that goes to the end of October. So I'm going to be still doing that. It's a lot of work. I'm at least going to spend 1 day a week working on that. And then next year, if they want to do it again, I'll be glad to do it. The sponsors have been really good, you know, and wouldn't be surprised if they want to do it again next year. And if we're all still around, you know, I told them, hey, I'll be glad. Told the salespeople, if he calls, I'll be glad to do it again next year. But anyway, this year we're going to continue doing that right on through October, the end of October, if that's how far the sponsor goes, which he usually does. And I'm also going to still be very, very active on my Facebook page. I believe they're going to let me keep that, my Facebook page, and of course my Twitter and Instagram pages. I'm going to still be posting lots of weather on that.
Good.
Well, we will definitely be following. Davis, it's a pleasure to have you on. Best of luck in retirement, and we'll be watching tomorrow.
Well, thanks so much, Chase. I appreciate you and Joe so much for having me on, and you guys do a great job.
Thank you. We appreciate it. The great Davis Nolan joining us here on the program. News 2, his final weathercast will be tomorrow in the 6 o'clock, and then a special afterwards at 6:30. Really cool. And I guess, I mean, you think about, we were talking about this, but you think about those that have been around forever. Is Bob kind of the last one?
He is. Yeah, I mean, because Bob's been there since Davis is like early 80s.
Yeah.
That's going on there. So that's a really cool. Davis is a great guy. Another update real quick from the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga from their Twitter page. Law enforcement is completing a search of the campus. No threat has been identified at this time. Remember, there's reports of an active shooter at UTC. This update just seconds ago. Law enforcement is completing a search of the campus. No threat has been identified at this time. Thank God.
Yes, that is great news, and we'll continue to update you on that situation at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. More coming here on Chasing Big Joe live at the Omni 102.5 The Game. JoJo, get the tables. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, the game here on this Thursday. Good job, Connor, the rifleman back at the station. How did he get that name?
So Connor Newt's his name, and then we had him call him Mr. Speaker because of Newt Gingrich, but you bozos never heard of Newt Gingrich, so I said, let's do somebody better, sports-related. So it was the rifleman, was Chuck Connors. Chuck Connors was the first ever person who ever broke a backboard in the NBA, also played baseball for the Chicago Cubs, ended up being the rifleman on TV, and Connor Newt, the rifleman, Chuck Connor was the first actor to ever break the third wall on television. So you got a lot going for you right there.
There you go. Good job, Connor.
I've also become the last real champion in the past few days, so it's okay.
That's debatable. We'll see. I think John Cena might be that, but that's cool.
I'll beat him to it.
Yeah, okay. 615-737-1025. Appreciate Davis Nolan for joining us on the program. Our question of the day, which was, you think about somebody in your hometown, who's the first person that comes to mind? By the way, when we were talking about racing earlier, Bobby Hamilton, the late great Bobby Hamilton, is certainly another one. From where was he from? Mount Juliet,
somewhere, right?
Yeah,
there's a little shop out there. Mount
yeah.
Juliet. So the first person we think of your hometown, wherever you're from, that comes to mind. Typically, it's a media member, and it could be the guy that runs a grocery store at the end of the road. It doesn't matter, but what comes to mind? And when you think about that, you just smile. It feels good. Like, yeah. When I think about Rudy or Carl P. and who I think about immediately about my hometown, it's like, yeah. So it's a feel-good kind of thing.
So looking at this, the all 32 teams ranked by watchability according to ESPN. Now, I purposely didn't look to see where they are, but if I had to guess, the Titans are towards the bottom.
They are not in the last quadrant. How about that?
Okay, so here is the criteria of what they're grading watchability on. Big plays. I like running backs who can score from their own 20-yard line, big downfield catches, those things. Close games. How can they win close games? Star players. And then he has cool stuff. You might think it's lame to include fantasy football schemes in a watchability ranking, but I'm here to tell you, you like cool scheme stuff as much as I do. So, like remember how when the Wildcat was a big thing and first came out? So, that's what he had. The number one team, I'm surprised by this, the Washington Commanders.
Huh?
Based on watchability. I guess Jaden Daniels will do that.
Does this guy work for the team that wrote this?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, my God. What? Pass.
Baltimore is number 2.
Lamar, Derrick Henry.
Yep. The Detroit Lions, number 3.
No, not at all. Keep going.
The Bengals, number 4.
They're a top 5 because of Burrow and Chase.
The Eagles at 5. I would say, yeah.
I see what this guy's doing to get people chattering, but keep going.
The Falcons at 6.
What? Really? All right.
The Bucks at 7.
Come on.
The Jags at 8.
Throw your computer away. Don't read another team.
The Raiders at 9.
I think the Raiders are always interesting to me. I like that.
And the Packers at 10.
Really? Did you miss a team?
But I mean, Buffalo's 11. Kansas City, where's Kansas City? I still haven't found them. They're not top 20. The Titans are 23rd.
Is Kansas City not part of this poll?
They're 30th.
Oh, what a joke.
The Chiefs were not very fun to watch last season and was exhaustively covered. Kansas City ranked 28th in explosive pass rate and 30th in explosive rush rate. The Raiders were the only other team in the bottom 5 in both those areas. Kansas City was also 4th in explosive pass rate surrendered and 3rd in explosive run rate surrendered, whatever that means. The 49ers were the only other team in the top 5 in both those areas. Even Patrick Mahomes' magic was not enough to make those games enjoyable to view. I will say that they were pretty rough to watch. I'll give him that. I don't know if 30th.
We still watched them.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go 30th.
He's doing that so we would sit here and talk to him. Who's 32nd?
I'm going to read the whole thing.
All right.
Cleveland Browns. This is the blurb he writes. No, thank you. Well, actually, I'll watch the first Shedeur Sanders start in Week 12 just to enjoy the pageantry of it all. But other than that, no thanks.
He's got a lot. But to have the Chiefs ranked 2 above that? No, man. There's no way.
This is what he said about the Titans at 23. I'm excited to watch the Titans, and you should be too. They have a talented gamer of a first overall pick and quarterback Cam Ward, a good, not perfect, but good offensive nucleus around him, and a defense full of high-effort playmakers deployed creatively by coordinator Denard Wilson. Jeffrey Simmons and Tavondre Sweat are a force in the middle, while Jarvis Brownlee Jr. and Roger McCreary love to fly around and make plays. Don't ask me about the linebacker position. It's not important. But most importantly, Cam Ward. He might change the franchise forever. By November, they're going to be flexing Titans games to prime time and asking if Ward's rookie season was better than Daniels or Stroud's. Probably not, but let me dream.
Pretty good. At least there's some sense of humor there. Now that I know it's all tongue in cheek.
Ben Solak is who wrote that.
They're probably, Ben, we need an article today. How about watchability? And I'll throw something together for you. Why are the Bills not in the top 10? Hell, Josh Allen's fun to watch.
I would think so.
That offense is fun to watch.
So on paper, the Bills might not actually measure as very entertaining. The defense is a lineup and play group that had a heroic year for takeaways, 17.5% of opposing drives, best in the NFL, but generally surrenders yardage and incremental unspectacular paper cuts. The unit also lacks a thrilling star, all apologies to Christian Bedford. The offense, which has historically been more explosive group, turned down the big passing plays last season and really passing plays altogether. The Bills ran the ball more than ever before in the Josh Allen era, and while James Cook ripped off the occasional huge run, it was still more methodical approach, a 7.9 air yards per attempt. This was at least downfield focused season of Allen's career. On the other hand, it's Josh Allen, the reigning MVP.
Okay. Give me all the reasons to watch. So that's good. That should be up there. But no,
it is interesting kind of reading some of the breakdowns on.
Now, aren't you interested in watching the Steelers to see what they can do? I mean, I know that's about the watchability, excitability factor of a team, but we want to see how Aaron Rodgers does.
They're 20th.
Okay.
With grotesque fascination, I will watch the reimagined Steelers and their many 30-plus-year-old players make the playoffs. I have not enjoyed watching Aaron Rodgers-led offenses in the past several years as they've become simple, predictable, and over-reliant on contested targets. But the rest of Pittsburgh's roster is kind of fun. DK Metcalf is a great watch for the size and speed. Jalen Ramsey is always fun when he's jawing, but he might not have the talent necessary at this stage of his career to back up the talk. Still, a Mike Tomlin coach team is good for one thing more than any other: mud ball. Grindy games that are much more suitable for red zone.
Okay, I get part of that, but we're still going to watch because it's Aaron Rodgers.
Sure.
Who probably still throws one of the best football spiral shots down the field of anybody that's around.
Well, I found that interesting. Titans are about where I thought they'd be.
But Washington, number one?
Yeah.
He must work in Washington or for that team.
He loves Jaden Daniels.
I like Lamar Jackson.
Sure.
Josh. I like Mahomes. I like the guys that are up there that are going to still be there.
Here's my question for the people. Are you as excited about Cam Ward as maybe some of the – because there are people that, even though they're not being talked about a ton, there are people that seem to be very excited about him. And I think with the comments he made yesterday about the dust up with Simmons and, some of the jawing and all of that. Now, we haven't seen him make the spectacular play yet, but it's training camp and preseason. I do think there is some excitability with him that might draw people in.
I totally agree with that. He's the number one pick, talked about. He was on SportsCenter today, talking about his camp, how's going on. Yeah, we'll keep all eyes on him and see what he does. Because what are we looking for? A train wreck or for just his heroic effort in game one? Yeah. I can't wait to see it. It'll be a lot of fun.
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHoney.com. We're live at the Omni Nashville Hotel today. Coming up next, there could be an update on the Fairgrounds Speedway, something that I want to discuss coming up next here on Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
Anxiety and depression, 2 words that can just wreck your life if you let them. And men, most of us lead lives of quiet desperation, but it does not have to be that way. That's why we are so honored to be partnering with Unity Psychiatric Care, based right here in Middle Tennessee, to get you back on track and living the life you deserve. I'm telling you, reaching out to someone and talking to someone saved my life, and we want the same for you. Here's all you got to do. Just go to theGameNashville.com and click on the Chase and Big Joe show. There, you will see a link for Unity Psychiatric Care and start taking back your life. Or you can call 1-888-508-8002. That's 1-888-508-8002. Unity Psychiatric Care. Help is just around the corner. Let's take back your life, and please know you do not have to go through this alone. Again, go to theGameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show, find the link for Unity Psychiatric Care, and let your journey begin.
Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Thursday. We're live at Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel here in downtown Nashville, right next to Bridgestone Arena. Several folks in here enjoying their lunch and listening to us. So come by and say hello. Shout out to our man Todd, who came by yesterday. He just texted us. He came by Circa yesterday. It was nice to meet him. So thanks for coming and saying hello. We have an update from UTC.
Yeah, this is from the Twitter account. The UTC campus is all clear. The lockdown has been lifted. Law enforcement found no evidence of a threat. All classes and activities were canceled until tomorrow at 8 a.m. All students and non-essential employees may leave campus for the day. Thank the Lord. And if it was a hoax or a prank, please arrest them.
Yep.
And just thankful that there was.
So there was there was nothing. No active shooter.
No.
Good. Yeah, and I agree. Like, don't mess with stuff like that. So glad everybody is okay and safe.
Yes, there we go.
So if you are just joining us, want to know anybody at UTC, you can check on them, but it seems like everything is okay. So that is some great news. So I want to I saw this report come out last night from the Nashville Banner, and Stephen Elliott is who put this out, that the Nashville Fair Board leader says racetrack deal is almost ready. Proposals to renovate the Fairgrounds Speedway and bring NASCAR back to the venerable venue have lingered for years. And yes, they have. And so it's been on again, off again, all those things. But according to this report, it looks like that the mayor's office and the city have continued the conversations with Speedway Motorsports and those that run Bristol and the Nashville Super Speedway of a plan that would fix up the Fairgrounds Speedway. You know, it's still an active racetrack, has the weekly series. I think, they do a great job with it, with the weekly series, but it needs work. It's an old facility. The grandstands need work, the garage area, the track itself. And so there was a plan years ago that was presented to former Mayor Cooper that Bristol and SMI would take a lot of the burden on that and fix the racetrack up and make it a premier venue, such as the Nashville Super Speedway or Bristol. And it's just kind of been sitting there since Mayor O'Connell took over. It looks like they're close to being able to reveal some things that might push this project forward. As a supporter of the racetrack and supporter of Fairgrounds, I love seeing this. I do know and recognize that there are, others out there that don't want to see this, that there are, people that are quoted in the story that want to see it turned into affordable housing and green space, which I think we have quite a bit of that. That's my opinion. But again, that is your opinion to have as well. So I want to have a conversation. Like for those of you that have been following this, that are for it or against it, I want us to talk about it. And kind of, I know you're not going to change my mind. I'm probably not going to change your mind, but I do want to have a discussion.
All right. So why is this one any different than like, hey, we're close?
Well, I don't know. Like, I mean, there is a little part of me that it's always kind of been, well, I'll believe it when I see it. But yes, they are talking. And I do know in conversations I've had with the mayor's office and, that it kind of felt like he wasn't for it at first, but then it was more, he was for, it's got to make economic sense for the city, which I am all about. It certainly does. And so, now that they have worked, and they haven't released anything, in particular yet, but now it sounds like they're close to doing that, where they have a plan that this mayor's office agrees with, and they think it's going to be best for the city.
So what would be the first step? If say they take it over, what's the first thing they do, in your opinion?
Well, I mean, then it's get a date to put shovels in the ground and start the renovation process. I mean, they're going to, like, the grandstands need to basically be torn down and rebuilt, in my opinion. The inside the racetrack, there's kind of a hill in the infield. My guess is they would level that out and actually build a garage area, and
So they need a year.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other thing, one of the last proposals that was presented did not have them having a NASCAR race every year. It was every other year. So I don't know if that would mean they just swap dates with. I would assume the Super Speedway is going to keep their date every year because it does well.
Yeah,
so,
it does. So how many tracks are like Nashville on the circuit?
Like
Bristol.
So there are currently on the schedule now that you add North Wilkes. So you got Bristol, Martinsville, Richmond, North Wilkesboro, Iowa that are the 5 short tracks on the schedule,
Okay.
which means they're under a mile. Richmond and Iowa are probably on the larger scale. Nashville is a mile or a 7/8 mile, so it's under a mile. It's a 7/8. But it's a short track.
So if they take over, do they expand their footprint any, or can they?
There's not much room over there, I don't think. I mean, you got the soccer stadium next door, which I know, John Ingram and the soccer team, I think, are against this. I don't personally understand that, but that is neither here nor there in this conversation. But yeah, I mean, and here's the other thing. In fact, I'll during the break, Connor, I'll get you to pull something. Chase Elliott was on Chasing Checkers last night, and I asked him about this, and you'll hear this coming up next. He pointed out something about that track that you would not get anywhere else, that from those in the industry, how they view it is it would be so freaking cool if that were the case. So we'll play that coming up next. But I want to know how you feel. 615-737-1025. It's our phone and text line driven by WilsonCountyHonda.com. Would you be for renovating the Fairgrounds Speedway and having it have a NASCAR race, or are you against it? We will discuss that and much more coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. On this Thursday, we're at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Bar Lines here in downtown Nashville. He's Big Joe. I'm Chase McCabe. Connor Newt back at the studio on the ones and twos, doing a great job as always. In fact, he's at the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville Studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service. So we're talking about the Fairgrounds Speedway and a proposal that would see it get fixed up and be a big NASCAR track again. It is a couple of things before you hear from Chase Elliott. It is in the Metro Charter that it has to be operational. Now, I know the charter can be changed, but currently that is in the Metro Charter, and it's a historic landmark. So that is why there are so many people that are for fixing up the Fairgrounds Speedway. This was Chase Elliott last night on Chasing Checkers. He joined the show, and I asked him about the Fairgrounds because I know it's near and dear to his heart.
It is, man. I love it. I love it. I wish it'd be one of the healthiest things we could do as the industry, because you're never going to have a racetrack be in city limits like that ever again. You'll never build one back. It'll never get passed, right? Laws and, government officials and so on and so forth. It'll never happen. So I think that's a miss from, a NASCAR perspective, right? We can't come into big cities and race inside big stadiums because they're not big enough to really showcase what we do and who we are. And you have a facility right here that, to me, showcases and is what NASCAR was built on and what it represents, and the excitement of a Saturday night short track race within the city limits of one of the biggest and brightest cities in the country. So I just think it's a grand slam waiting to happen. I hope people can, see the good in it and realize that, it's give it a fair shot, right? And I encourage those that might have be a little skeptical of the situation or whatever it may be to just give it a fair chance before you say no, because I think there's just a lot of cool stuff that could go on there, and you're only talking about a night or two a year. It's not like it'd be every week either. So a lot of good stuff. Wish it would happen, but unfortunately I don't know where they're at with it.
So that was Chase Elliott last night on my racing show, Chasing Checkers. Obviously a huge fan of the Fairgrounds and supporter of the Fairgrounds, as are a lot of within the industry.
No, I mean,
but he's right. It's in downtown Nashville, and that is unique to have a racetrack in the middle of a city.
I was looking up earlier. I mean, I don't know the negative part about this. I mean, it's good. People come, they spend money. It fits perfectly over there. You don't have to expand the footprint, what they have, what's going on over there. And plus, Bristol's got a lot of money, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. A few people on our text line, they don't want to see Metro money go for it. It sounds like, from what I've read in the latest article, that it wouldn't be public money. That they're
all for it.
That you're basically like going to have other people come in and pay for it.
Perfect. If you're not wasting money, you think, on something that you don't enjoy, and then find out, hey, no public money, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Brent says, I'm against the track, not opposed to NASCAR, just think there's a better use for the real estate. Okay, that's fair. I think there's a lot of – and see, the other thing is there are people that live over there that are like, well, I don't like the noise. And
don't do it.
Respectfully.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Respectfully, I will say, then why did you move next to a racetrack?
Exactly. It's like moving to an airport. These damn planes.
Right.
The
racetrack's been there longer than your house, so, I would imagine.
All right, so what do you – it doesn't like the better use of whatever, so you put more apartments in there?
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like that's what they want to do. And look, when this proposal comes out, I want I want to spend time on this. I welcome John Ingram on this show to discuss it. I welcome somebody from NSC on this show to discuss it. I want to hear both sides. I'm obviously very passionate about it because I love racing.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, and I think you can appreciate this, there's not much old Nashville left. The Fairgrounds Speedway is a part of old Nashville. And I'm all about advancing and moving forward and growing as a city, but I'd like to keep a little history at the same time.
Oh, absolutely. And, if there's green spaces around, you just drive a little bit and you can find those. And I'm not opposed to green spaces, but there I am. I mean, that should be left for what it is. And it's, again, iconic. They're going to spend money. They'll take care of it. And they've reached out to people in the neighborhood, like, hey, here's the sound barrier. We're going to do this and that. Yeah. And they've made adjustments to what they're doing over there. I just, again, as we talk about a lot, 3% of the world is against oxygen. So,
but yeah, my thing is, if you're just going to build another park and apartments, like, I know, no, that's not what I want.
Right. Yeah.
Let's go to the phones. A lot of you want to weigh in on this. Doug's going to lead us off. Doug, welcome in.
Hey, guys, a big fan of the show. Also, a worker at the Nashville Super Speedway. So,
okay,
I've got questions, and it's like everything, like my dad said, that makes the world go round. Love makes the world go round, but money greases the wheel. So, with this thing, I want it to make sense. I want it to make money. Trust me, I've worked at we call it the little track before. It's fun, nostalgic. But even if it's not Metro money that's sponsoring this thing, sooner or later, somebody's going to want to make money. And the renovation's got to start with butts in the seats. And you've got to make it where there's at least people coming in that will pay to fund this event.
Yeah.
So how do you do that? So I wonder, how can you make it big enough to where butts in the seats will make
Doug,
it happen?
If you let's say, you put you have 30,000 seats. You bring a NASCAR race there, a cup race, just like that's out at the Super Speedway, you'll sell it out. You'll sell both out. Like, this could be a unique opportunity to have a city that has, and I know Indy has the short track and then the big track, and the trucks go out to the short track, but you could have 2 cup races, 2 cup weekends at 2 different tracks in the same, vicinity, the same city, and I think you'd sell them both out. And you'd get, your traditional old school race fans that want to see short track racing on a Saturday night that would go to the fairgrounds. And then you would have some of your newer fans that have gotten hooked the last few years from going out to the Super Speedway that would still go to that. And the drivers are for both places. So I think you'd make money. I don't think that would be an issue.
Okay, now here's the thing. The same thing that basically shut down the Gladeville Speedway when it got shut down. There's only so many Sundays that there's racing. Somebody's got to give up a Sunday. Who's that person? Who's that venue that will give up their Sunday for an event to be held in Nashville?
Fair question, Doug.
The track is beautiful. They never said anything about the track. It's about the amount of Sundays that racing runs. So who gives up a Sunday?
That is a great question. Thank you, Doug. I got to run on that. But how they do this is, like, when Nashville Super Speedway got their date, they took a race from Dover because Dover was the owner. And so Dover has 1 race now, and then 1 comes to Nashville. There are several tracks that still have 2. I don't know if Bristol would give one up. The All-Star race is certainly a possibility of putting the All-Star. I think that's what would happen first, is the All-Star race would come to the fairgrounds. So they could figure it out. I mean, they could definitely figure it out. Alan wants to weigh in. Alan, what's up?
Yeah, so 3 things. One, needs to be a Saturday night race because it's got that fairgrounds feel. Like if you've been to Darlington, it's like those bleacher types. And I would keep that kind of nostalgia, but wrap them around. And it's going to sell out. And then besides that, I thought for a little while Bobby Hamilton Jr. was trying to buy the track and do something with it. I just threw that out there. And then 3, man, that would be an awesome venue. Parking's a little tough, but anywhere you go to a race, parking's tough. But it is a fairgrounds feel, and it's nostalgic. Talk to Sterling Marlin. He may be old, but he is a real big generator on that, too. He loved that track.
Oh, 100%.
Him and Bobby Hamilton. So, anyway, just wanted to say, throw that in there. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you, Alan. Appreciate the call. Yeah, and look, parking is tough. Parking's tough for the soccer stadium right now. I'll say this. You fix up the racetrack, you flatten out the infield and have more room in the infield, there's parking for soccer right there. I mean, you could park in the infield because you're not going to have a race and a soccer game going on at the same time.
Yeah.
So that would help some of that.
I mean, that's just another small thing thought there. The parking. You figured it out the last 2 years and then over there. So.
Yeah, I mean, like there's no parking for the soccer game, and they sell a lot of those out.
I hear nobody complaining about parking.
I mean, you kind of you figured
right.
There's no parking downtown.
That's right.
Thomas on a car phone wants to weigh in. Thomas, what's up?
Hey guys, I normally text in, but man, this is right here is a subject that's near and dear to my heart. I grew up right by the fairgrounds. I still live in that area. And I mean, we grew up cherishing having that racetrack and that fairgrounds right there. And I mean, the state of Tennessee, the citizens of Tennessee own that track and that fairground and have all the decision on what happens to it. Not these politicians. And they've been trying to take that track ever since Carl Dean was in office. And they don't have the right to, and they're stealing it. Is all they're doing. The way they did with the soccer stadium, that was wrong. They should have never been able to put that there. I mean, I don't watch soccer, but I could care less if they've got a stadium or whatever. I'm welcome them to have their stadium. Just I didn't want it right there. It's just another way to try to push it out. And to what the guy was saying earlier, it will make money. I mean, there's no place where there's a NASCAR event in the country that don't make money. I mean, it brings in millions, and not to mention the media and everything else that comes with it. And two, the gentleman Doug said, who's going to give up their race? When NASCAR decides who gets what race, they change their schedule every so often.
Yep.
And they have contracts with these cities. So if they decide they don't want to race in the city again, it's their right, and they can take the race away. They just done it. That's how we got this race again here at the Super Speedway. So I mean, there's nothing stopping it from happening but politicians, and it should happen. Like I say, I still live less than a mile from the track, and with the mufflers and stuff they use now, I can hardly even hear the cars when I'm not at the track when they're racing. And I mean, normally I could hear it like clockwork every Saturday night. I mean, it'd be really loud, but it was a loud that you expected and appreciated. It ain't no different than the train that runs right behind my house that I was talking about jumping on as a kid, or the dang airport that flies planes over my damn house 24/7. I mean, there's no difference. I can't tell 440 to shut down because the cars are too loud. But guys, thank you guys. Y'all know I love the show, but I had to call in for this one, man.
Thomas, thanks so much for the call, and we appreciate you.
And Chase, thank you for supporting racing, dude. Like, I always comment on that, and you guys rock, man. Thank y'all.
Absolutely. Like I said, I love it. I mean, that's a sport that I just absolutely enjoy. So we'll get back into this. Thanks for the participation in the conversation. But coming up next, something else that is near and dear to mine and Big Joe's hearts, high school football. And tomorrow night is the debut of the Nashville Metro Schools High School Football Game of the Week. It'll feature your McGavick Raiders taking on Maplewood. We're going to talk to both head coaches coming up next. Coach Fred Burnett at McGavick, Coach Chris Simpson at Maplewood. They'll join us next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. It's a Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Here on this Thursday, we're at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Bar Lines. Come by and say hello. We're here every week, except for next week. A little bit different, but excited to be here. Excited about tomorrow night, the debut of the Nashville Metro Public Schools High School Football Game of the Week, and it will feature McGavock taking on Maplewood. And each Thursday at 1:30, we will talk to the head coaches of both programs that Coach Bubba Spears and I will be calling the game tomorrow night. So looking forward to that. We say hello now to Fred Burnett, the head coach at Big Joe's alma mater, the McGavock Raiders. Coach, how you doing?
Doing great, man. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
We are doing fantastic. I know you have to be excited to get this season going. How's your team looked through camp?
Oh, man, I'm very excited. As you know, man, the transfer portal kind of hit us, but I got a great group of guys, man, that's been working hard since January and especially this summer. Some guys that just work hard. They very supportive of one another. They are uplifting to one another. They are accepting everything that the coaches are telling them. They've taken the right steps to prepare themselves for this upcoming season. So I'm looking forward to it. We got some good guys, man, that's ready to make some plays. It's their turn to shine, so they're ready.
Talking to McGavock head football coach Fred Burnett. Coach, let me tell you real quick, no mercy tomorrow night.
No mercy. You know how it is. No mercy. Hey,
I expect.
Man. Hey, the Raiders are ready to come out the stable this year, so we're ready.
I love it. You know, for me, playing Maple was such an iconic game for us back in the day. I know times have changed, but it's still an important game. I mean, that school is just right down Brawley Parkway from you guys. It's a Metro game. There's a lot of bragging rights. What do you tell your team the importance of tomorrow night's game is?
Well, you know, I mean, of course, it's the first game of the season. It's a Metro game. Of course, we're starting the year off with two Metro teams. I coached at Maplewood. I was the offensive coordinator there the last 8 years before I took over at McGavock. When I was with Coach Broom, I still know some of the people that work over there. I'm communicating with the announcer, Mr. Townsend. Eric Townsend has been announcing games there for a long time, and he's looking forward to it. 3 of my coaches I coached at Maplewood are on my staff now, and they were big-time players, you know, when we made those semifinal runs and things like that. So they were part of those teams, and they're looking forward to it. So it's a lot of ties and some things going on tomorrow, and it's just a lot, man. It's going to be fun. I know Coach Simpson, we've been knowing each other for a while. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be great competition. It's going to be a good game.
Not to give away your pregame speech tomorrow night, but what do you tell the guys before they get out there? Because it's the first game. A lot of guys are going to be so excited. What are you going to tell them?
Yeah. So I've actually, I've already been preaching to them, your adrenaline is going to be flowing really high. You're going to be excited. You may get tired really fast, but your second wind will kick in really early in the game. And, I always tell them, like, hey, man, we got 11 guys on the field. It's battles going on within every play. A center is battling with a nose guard. You got the tackles going against the, defensive tackles. You got corners versus receivers. And those small battles, if we win those small battles, we can win the war at the end of the game. So we're looking forward to those things and that opportunity.
Coach, what does it mean as someone that you just mentioned, you've coached in Metro a while and now, head coach at McGavock, to have a Metro game be featured like we're going to be doing tomorrow night? Because, Joe grew up in Metro. I grew up in Nashville, and, watching all these teams, I think it's going to be really cool.
Oh, man, when they kind of mentioned it to us, it was everyone was excited about it because, we haven't really been featured a lot as far as like on the TV on the Friday night games, those Friday night light games. And I think the last time I was at Maplewood, 2013, 2012, when CPA and Lipscomb, we were all in the same regions. When they were doing the 3A, 4A regions, we played CPA at CPA, and I think that was one of the last times we were featured as far as Maplewood goes. It gives a chance for the kids to get some exposure, and, for some parents who may not be able to make the game, gives them an opportunity to kind of listen to the broadcast and, hear their children's names being announced when they make plays. And I think it's going to be great for Metro schools. I'm glad you guys are doing it.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time today. Good luck tomorrow night. We're looking forward to it.
All right. Thank y'all, man. Y'all have a good one.
That is Fred Burnett, head coach at McGavock. We now say hello to Chris Simpson, who is the head coach of the opponent, Maplewood High School. And, Coach, thanks so much for doing this. I know you have to be excited to get your boys on the field tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. I'm extremely excited. It's been a long, grueling off season, so the opportunity that we have to get on the field tomorrow is going to be – I'm ready for it. The kids are ready for it, so it's go time.
What do you think about your squad to this point and the work that they put in this summer?
I'm super excited about the squad we have this year. We got 14 seniors. Those kids have been with us since I first arrived 3 years ago, so this is my third year with them. They know the expectations. They know the routine. So this year is just about finishing and getting over the hump. So these guys have been doing everything we asked of them to do. So
We're talking
now's
to
the
Maplewood head
opportunity
coach.
for them.
Oh, I'm sorry, Coach. Maplewood head coach
you're
Chris
fine.
Simpson right there. Tomorrow night, what's the unknown? What scares you, the unknown tomorrow night? I know you've
Illusion.
Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Thursday. Apologize for technical difficulties as we dropped off there in mid-interview. So we will pick things back up and really just start over again. Maplewood coach Chris Simpson joins us now. Sorry about that, Coach. I know you have to be excited about tomorrow night going up against McGavock, a home game for you all and kicking this season off.
Yes, sir. We're super excited. It's been a long time coming. We get to play in front of our home fans who's been by our side for quite a while. So, yeah, we're excited to get it started.
Same question we gave Coach Burnett, Coach, about don't give away your whole pregame speech, but what's the message tomorrow night going into that first game versus McGavock?
We just talk about opportunity. We talk about the kids every day, the opportunity. You get the opportunity to play football. There's a lot of people who don't get to play it, who want to play it. So take advantage of every chance you get, every moment you get. Live within the moment and take advantage of the opportunity that presents itself, whether it be I got to make this block or I got to make this catch. Either one works. Just take advantage of the opportunity that you're getting.
So much is made about seniors, juniors, whatever. What do you look for from the leaders on your team? It doesn't matter what class they're in, but the guys that have stepped up and shown you as the coaches that they're willing to take a leadership role. What do you look for from them?
I mainly look for guys who lead from the front. I don't like people who talk. Talking really does nothing for anyone. Just lead from the front. If you're a hard worker, you show up every day, then you have the right to say something. So I'm looking for those guys who put in the work daily, who grind daily, who take care of business in the classroom and then on the field. So those are my leaders. Those are the guys I'm looking for.
Coach, I know you get prepared for the first game, but I'm telling you, every game I played in the first game, the right guard on the field goal team never would go on the field for the, you know what I'm talking about? It's always that one guy, right, who never shows up in the first game. Have we dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's for tomorrow night?
Yes, sir. I hope so, because it wasn't our right guard. It was our right tackle for us, but in the scrimmages we had. But hopefully we got that down. Hopefully he has a good chewing, so hopefully he's paying attention on the sideline this time.
I know there's a lot of energy for the kids, but it's got to be special for you. I mean, you're the head coach at a great school, a great football tradition coach. And what does it mean for you to lead the Panthers onto the field Friday night?
It's exciting, especially this year. I think we finally got our step on things the way we want them to be. Kudos to the guys in those past 2 years who've grinded and put in the work to get us here where we are now. But it's super exciting. It's my alma mater, so it's nothing like coming to the field Friday night and seeing the crowd, seeing the fans, and just having put on that Maplewood uniform, because there's no greater feeling in the world.
I'll ask you the same question that I asked Coach Burnett about, being featured, our game of the week. We're so excited to have that and be able to talk about these young men. How special is it to have Metro and Maplewood featured like it's going to be tomorrow night?
Oh, it's extremely special. When we first found out, I got excited, I had goosebumps, because we haven't had this kind of recognition and coverage in a while, especially Maplewood. So it's super exciting. These guys have earned it; they deserve it. I just appreciate everyone who put it together, who made this happen. Because the coverage in Metro is not what it used to be. But I think this is the right step in the right direction. So I love it.
Coach, best of luck tomorrow. We're looking forward to it, and we'll see you then.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Coach Chris Simpson, head coach at Maplewood, and again, our first ever Nashville Metro Schools High School Football Game of the Week, which is presented by Strike and Spares Family Fun Center, will be tomorrow. We'll have the pregame with the Game Blitz pregame at 6 o'clock. Connor Newt, the Rifleman, and Parker Kelly will go around and preview the games around the Mid-State. We'll pick pregame up for the Metro Game of the Week at 6:30, and Coach Bubba Spears, a legendary Coach Bubba Spears, and I will be on the call starting at 7 o'clock. And then after our game is over, the Game Blitz scoreboard show with Connor and Parker, as they'll give you scores from the night around the Mid-State. High school football means so much to me, means so much to you, and we're excited to be able to do this again.
Well, Friday night, you turn the radio on. It's good to hear that. It's Friday night. That's the kids now. We've preached the whole time about Friday night for high school, NFL, college. Leave it alone. You got 6 other days of the week. Let it be for high school football. And high school football has grown so much, even 10, 20, 30 years here with everything that's going on. So it's a fantastic night. We love highlighting and spotlighting these kids who pour their heart and soul in the programs, and these coaches too as well, and how to have an outlet for them to hear themselves on the radio. I think it's fantastic, man. We love this.
Yeah, and I think the time when it like first hit me, when I had a coach say, call in and say, we're listening to you on the bus on the way back,
right?
And I think they had gotten beat, and like we're still listening on the bus. The kids want to hear about the other games and everything, and it was like,
do you remember what team that was? They called in when they won. You remember?
Was that Summit?
Summit High School.
Yeah, that's right.
Because we had the coach on, and they lost so many games, and when they won, he said, "Can I call in?" I'm like, "Heck yeah, you can." We got him on immediately. So it's big. People listen on Friday nights around, and the signal's great. It reaches in these cities where they don't get all the coverage and the love, and now they get it on Friday nights. I'm telling you, man, it is something else, and it's not something we just throw lip service out there.
No,
we can. I will speak for you on this. We care about high school football and these coaches and these kids and these programs and these bands and these environments. It's just fun, and tomorrow night will be great.
Yep, and I'm very excited to be on the call. Doing Cats games kind of gave me that itch, so I was like, sign me up. Let's do it.
Yeah, yeah. And there's a game tonight. There's a My TV 30 game tonight.
Yep.
Beach is at Green Hill, so it begins tonight. It is the best time of the year.
Absolutely. So appreciate both Coach Burnett and Coach Simpson for joining us, and we'll have that game for you, Maplewood and McGavock, tomorrow night here on 102.5 The Game. We'll get back into the Titans and so much more in hour number 3. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 3, Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Thursday. We are at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Bar Lines. People wrapping up their lunch. Beautiful day in Nashville. Not quite as hot as it has been. So that has certainly been nice. Appreciate both coaches for joining us, talking a little high school football. Did you see Deion Sanders' speech to his team?
Oh, no.
I don't know if this was when this was, but I know actual classes starting this week and next week for college students. Connor, you go back Monday, is that right?
I do.
Go Blue. Good job. Well, I'm not going to hold you to the same rules as Coach Prime has his team, but he said, if I see you in slides, we're going to have a problem. If I see you in hoodies or headphones, as he's wearing a hoodie, in class, we're going to have a problem. If I see you sitting in the back of the class, we're going to have a problem. Setting the rules and the standards, and he's even sent GAs and assistant coaches to go check and to make sure that they're adhering to that rule. I kind of like it because I think what he's trying to say is we're professionals. You know, we want you to act professional as a representative of this university and this football team.
I like it. I mean, I had to sit in the third row in every class.
Yeah.
And they knew if you did not the third row, I could not sit in the fourth row or the fifth row. So we knew that going in. And so nothing else. You had to go to class. I have no problem with that. Zero problem with that.
So my junior year, Coach McGugan was my history teacher. And I walk into class and I'll admit I was always kind of sitting in the back. Like that was just my spot. And I started walking towards the back and I hear, Chase. I turn around. I'm like, "Hey, coach." He just he just looks at me, doesn't say anything, and I go, "Oh yeah, up front looks good."
All right. we all would congregate in the back of the class. And so
I was literally front center. Right.
I mean, that's the thing. I tell people all the time. What's your advice for kids going to college? Simple. Go to class.
Yeah.
Just go to class. I went to class. You don't have to do a lot of homework because you're there in class. Now, I was a terrible student. I had 1.25, but I went to class because I didn't want to run after practice because let me tell you what, coaches always find out.
Oh, yeah.
Don't ask how, don't ask where or when. This is before social media.
They knew.
They found out. Now they can find it even better. So just go to class, mind your business, and have fun on the practice field every afternoon. That was it. But I got no problem with all that stuff. Zero problem. I see you looking at it. I even wrote it down.
What?
The Happy Gilmore, real quick. The Happy Gilmore 2, the ratings came out for that.
Yeah.
2.9 billion viewing minutes. It's the largest ever. So you consider Happy Gilmore sports?
I guess.
Okay.
It's a comedy.
It's comedy.
Yeah.
Based around golf.
Yeah.
2.9 million. So people trying to figure out what that means. That's a lot of people spend a lot of time watching that show.
So you know what I think I've decided on this movie? Have you seen it yet?
Yeah.
Connor, have you seen it?
No.
Okay. I think you and I kind of felt the same way. Like, it was funny.
First 30 minutes, great.
Yeah.
Then
it kind of.
But you watch, yeah.
I have a feeling it's one of those movies. If I see it again, I'm probably going to think it's funnier.
Could be.
Because there are like some subtle things in there that, like, when you kind of think back on it, you go, okay, that's pretty good.
Like, I had no idea Eminem was in it.
Yeah,
right.
And he was great because he basically played himself.
Yeah, I didn't even know it. So, yeah.
Just Scotty Scheffler in my mind was kind of the funniest because he embraced something. I don't want to give away too much, but I mean, 2.9 billion, maybe. I think most of you have seen it by
right?
now, but
massive numbers for that.
Like when he gets arrested and goes, "Not again!" Like that was so perfect.
That was really good. I don't know. I mean, it's changed like the largest single sports viewing moment. I know that when the Titans went to the Super Bowl in '99, I was at Channel 2 at the time. The numbers were mad. And I'll never forget. Quick story. When that game ended, for some reason, somebody there sold a 6-minute commercial break. So when the game ended, we went to 6 minutes of commercials. instead of going right to the field after the game. So the eternity of 6 minutes after a game like that just ended might have been 2 hours. I mean, it was something else. But I know the Preds did well in the Stanley Cup. You know, big games will draw out a lot of people, but that's why we talk about Cam Ward in this first game. Sunday afternoon in Denver, the early slate's cleaned out, and now it's 3:15.
I love that because, like,
yes,
here's a lot of you will get up, go to church, all that stuff, kind of get your stuff done during the day, and then either go to a sports bar or settle at home to watch the Titans.
I love it. Yeah, go to church.
Yeah.
Head to the bar, baby. That's where it belongs on that Sunday. I think the numbers are going to be out of the roof for this.
Oh, I think so, because I think there's going to be anticipation.
Yep.
And, you'll have a lot of, like, around the country, a lot of eyes will be on that game because there aren't as many on in the afternoon window.
Right. That's right. So I mean, it all starts Thursday. There's a game Friday night where Saturday's college, and then Sunday with the Titans at the Broncos. And so it's it'll be fun, man. I can't wait for all that until it goes on.
So again, when I was kind of scrolling through the interwebs, I saw this and I thought, oh, Big Joe's going to think this is hilarious. This is the headline. Arkansas to allow field rushing after a 3-minute delay to avoid fines.
So my computer, I was like,
you pulled it up too. So it says Arkansas will allow football fans to rush the field following big wins, but only after a delay so the Razorbacks can avoid hefty fines. Now I'm going to stop reading right there. How the hell you think you're going to stop all these people from rushing? Be like, wait. Everybody wait 3 minutes. Let's start clocks right now.
Is that – I had no idea there was a time limit.
I didn't know that either.
I had no idea.
So the Southeastern Conference's updated field rushing policy with $500,000 fines applies to each incident across all sports. The conference can waive the fine if the visiting team and officials are allowed to reach the locker rooms before fans descend. So they're saying Arkansas announced Wednesday that 3 minutes will be placed on the video boards inside the stadium to delay the rush and allow the visiting team, staff, and officials to exit the field.
Oh, my.
Athletic Director Hunter Urachek said, quote, the safety of our student athletes and student athletes from visiting institutions is extremely important to all of us. By implementing this new policy, we're allowing the visiting team to clear the field so our fans can safely join our team on the field to celebrate the big win. We look forward to our fans and students complying with this policy the first time we get to implement it so we can all enjoy a huge win. Their first big game will be September 27th against Notre Dame.
If somebody was at the Vanderbilt game, please text in and tell me, would you have waited 3 minutes to rush the field? That game that beat Alabama.
And Clay, you were banned, so don't call.
Would you have waited 3 minutes to rush the – nobody.
Like, here's the thing, because I was at I think it was the Kentucky game. It was Tennessee or Kentucky. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think it was Kentucky. And in basketball, and Vandy won, and Candace Story Lee is literally standing by the student section like, hey, please don't rush the court. And I'm sitting there going like, oh, I feel bad for her.
Was that the comment? She said, we got to save this money for NIL?
Yeah, or something maybe. I don't know. Like, I mean, because at that point, I think it was over $1 million because they Bama football, Tennessee in basketball, and I think this was like the third time.
Yeah.
And, of course, nobody listened. Yeah. And I'm just like, you can put 3 minutes up on the video board. Nobody's going to listen to that.
No, at all. And the school's got to write that other school the check, right?
Yes.
Didn't we talk about that?
Yes.
Like Vanderbilt had to write Alabama a $250,000 check, and they said, hey, sorry about that. We didn't mean to do all that. But nobody's going to watch. If I'd have been at the Vandy game when they beat Alabama, and that I'm not waiting 3 minutes. There's nobody's going to wait 3 minutes. You're going to pay the fine. Bottom line, nobody's waiting 3 minutes.
No.
And by the way, Arkansas, their schedule is something else. Their first two games at home are Alabama A&M and then Butch Jones. So they need to rush if you beat Butch Jones, you rush the field. That's a given.
I know that's what they've set themselves up for now. They're just going to do it every time.
That's a given. By the way, they got
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your 3-minute warning. Please do not rush the field before the 3-minute clock is up. Thank you.
Well, they got Notre Dame, then they got at Tennessee, at Texas A&M, Auburn, Mississippi State come home. Then they go at LSU and at Texas. This schedule is something else. So, yeah, if you do beat Notre Dame at home on September 27th, a game that's 11 o'clock start, rush the field. Do it. Rush the field. We'd love it. You deserve to do that.
I cannot wait to see how this is going to work, because it's not.
Oh, my God.
It's not going to work. 615-737-1025. Reset our question of the day.
So earlier on the show, we had Davis Nolan on the show. Davis Nolan's retiring after 40-plus years on TV here in Nashville. So when it comes to your hometown, what's the first person you think of when somebody mentions your hometown? It could be a media member. It could be a store owner, whoever. Who's the first person that comes to mind when you think about your hometown?
We will take your calls and texts on that, 615-737-1025. Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel, which is where we are today at Bar Lines here at 1025 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, the game on this Thursday. It's clobbering time as we take your answer to our question of the day, which is?
When you think about your hometown, who's the first person that comes to mind? Usually a media member or somebody on those lines that you grew up listening to or talking to or seeing on TV. And so with Davis Nolan joining us early in the show today, really cool of Davis to do that. He was on local on 2 right now, going to speak at elementary school, stuff he's got going on tomorrow. So kind enough to take time out before his says goodbye tomorrow.
So we'll get more answers to that here in just a second. I just randomly saw this on Twitter because, people have been now you got cuts coming for the NFL and, the Titans will have the waiver wire that they can use. And there's been a few trades in the NFL as well. Bleacher Report, this is Sharm Sports put this on Twitter. Bleacher Report proposes a trade that would send Commanders running back Brian Robinson Jr. to the Titans. The Titans receive Brian Robinson Jr. for a 2026 4th-round pick.
That is so random.
That is random. I don't know if I hate that, though. Because Tajay Spears, to me, can't stay healthy.
And it's a 4th rounder. Most of those 4th rounders.
Hang on. Let's think about this for a second. All right. Brian Robinson Jr. is I just want to look at his stats. He's 26 years old. So he's going into his 4th season. Last year, he played 14 games and had 799 yards, 8 touchdowns. Rushing. Receiving-wise, 20 catches for 159 yards, no touchdowns. But the year before, 36 catches, 368 yards, and 4 touches.
Yeah, I'm just trying to put my mind around why this is something. I mean,
I don't hate that. I really don't hate that.
By the way, Brian Robinson's the guy who has the big hat, right? Remember the big, huge hat?
Yeah, I think he was.
His buddy owns the company or something. Alabama guy, right?
Yep.
I
mean, if you can't depend on, Pollard's your lead back,
right?
So why does Washington want to get rid of him? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, when I've read about that nowhere else.
I've heard that. I've heard he could be on the outs, but who is it? Oh, they got that Krosky Merritt guy.
Where's he from?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what their plan is.
What a name, Krosky Merritt.
He's the starting running. Yeah, this Krosky Merritt guy is the 3rd running back. Austin Eckler's the 2nd running back. So I don't. Jeremy McNichols, remember him?
Yeah,
he's on that roster.
Holy cow! Guys just hang around forever. I don't know. Does it make your team better? Probably a little bit. If you had a good running back. But what's wrong with Julius Chestnut? You bring that story up. I'm kidding. Don't.
What? Oh, that one? Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that.
Pass.
No.
What's wrong with Chestnut? I don't mind him. He runs hard. They seem to like the Superman son.
I like Mark Chestnut. I don't know what we're...
Bubba shot the jukebox, right?
Yeah.
Who's the dude? Jarrell Kellel from Michigan, the running
Mullins.
back?
Yeah.
They
Kellel
seem to
Mullins.
like him.
Yeah.
Give these guys a chance to get out there and do it. I don't.
Connor, you've been at practice. What do you think?
About what?
Running backs. Thanks for listening.
No, sorry. I'm discussing with a colleague, a coworker of mine.
What are you talking about?
You.
Oh.
How much we love you.
I'm sure. Anyway, you've been at Titans practice. So with Tajay Spears hurt, do the Titans need to add a back?
I don't know. I think Khalil Mullins has been solid. Chestnut is what he is. I think Mullins has more upside, and he's kind of shown that. Granted, he's getting 2nd-team reps, but he's getting thrown in with the 1st team, and I think if the offensive line holds solid like they have been, then I think he could be serviceable while Spears is out.
Okay. So maybe not give up a 4th-round pick for Brian Robinson.
6th rounder maybe. But they got a little depth. Let the guys show what they could do. That's my thing. Let these guys show what they do. We talked yesterday about this football team, and well, we get asked, what do you think they're going to do? It's like, I don't know, because I don't know a lot of these players and what they do, and they got to come together for the first time ever. And there's a lot of moving pieces you want to see in action. And hopefully, I'd like to see some of it tomorrow night, but we're not going to do that. So now you go into the season trusting that your GM drafted and went out and signed these free agents who could be good and who could contribute. I'm glad the Trey Henderson talks have died down. The Micah party, bring these guys in. No, they don't. That's the last thing these guys need, is that right there. So you blow, all that money on Micah Parsons. It's not smart.
No,
right
I mean, look, again, I think this roster is going to look a little bit different next week, because I do think they'll add a few players that via the waiver wire or trades. But at the end of the day, the only way they're going to truly get better is through the draft.
Yep.
Is draft and developing.
Draft and develop, yeah.
And now the question is, can this group draft correctly, and can they develop correctly? Because it's been a minute since the answer has been yes to both of those things.
Yeah, and I know it's like, wow, I wish they get a home game, the first game of the year. I mean, you can't control that. Don't worry about things you can't control. You got to just know you got to go.
I like going on the road first. I like putting Ward on the road first. Take some of the pressure off.
Yeah, I can see that. Now it's just like us against the world.
Yeah,
I mean, that was
I'm
probably
fine with that.
The road trip that they came back with was that whole purpose of being together and all that. And look, the ball kicks off at 0-0, and you got 60 minutes to get it done. And we'll see. It's just like, again, out of the unknown of the linebackers, and is Snead going to play? Does he play 25%? Does he play the entire game? And does you get any pass rush? I mean, there's a lot of exciting things you could see and hope for in that first game. That's why I think so many people are going to be watching, because this, I'm telling you, this is one of the most critical football games this franchise has played since moving to Nashville in 1997.
Let's go to the phones, driven by WilsonCountyHoney.com. Clay wants to answer our question of the day. What's up, Clay?
Boys, how we doing today?
Oh, we're good. How are you?
Doing good. I'll tell you the first person I think of. There's a 1 and a 1A. 1 is Joe Dubin. 1A is Greg Pogue.
Those are good ones. How much are they paying you to say that?
Were the donuts good, Joe?
They're excellent. So thank you for doing that. No,
Good.
Clay,
No
when
problem.
you think of Nashville, Dan Miller, right?
Yeah, Dan Miller was longtime newscaster, Channel 4, yeah.
Yeah, we know that. But
thanks for telling us, Clay.
Chase had no idea. Thanks for clearing that up. But no, when you think
How
about
about Tracy
Nashville, you
Cornett?
think about people you're familiar with, and Dan Miller and Dimitri and Rudy. I mean, those things come to mind. And Bill Hall immediately.
Bill Hall, yeah. Mm-hmm. How about Tracy Cornett?
Tracy Cornett would like for you to leave her alone. So if you don't mind doing that. Clay, I would tell you, I've written about this. Bill Hall was one of the most powerful men to ever live in Nashville, Tennessee. He controlled our futures when it snowed.
Yep.
Yeah, I used to watch Bill Hall do the weather all the time. Yep.
Very cool. Thank you, Clay. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So when I was, I may have told you this story before. When I was 10 years old, I was in the 4th grade. My dad picked me up from school and said, I have a surprise for you. And we pulled up to Channel 4. A mutual friend of ours, Michael Kilbane, who you know quite well, we just lost. He was a friend of my dad's, set it up for us to come check out Channel 4 and do the tour and everything, because I was showing interest in wanting to do something in media. And got to meet Dan Miller, got to meet Demetria. Rudy was the first time I met Rudy, and Bill Hall. And the funny thing about Bill was he was super nice, showed me the Weather Center, answered any questions that I had. And then Michael took us into the studio and said, here's the deal. You can watch the first half of the newscast, but Bill doesn't like an audience. So when Bill comes on, you got to leave. I was like, oh, okay.
Get out.
And that was Bill did not like people in the studio while he did the weather.
Really?
I thought that, but that was cool.
I
did
didn't.
whatever.
I think I met him one time. I never really got to know him, but
Yeah.
we all remember from the Snowbird.
Yeah.
and how Jolton. We should go one day and write a book on how Jolton has held Nashville hostage for decades. Right? Because remember the snow would come and I was like, what's going on, Jolton? It's like, oh, it's too bad up here. Then and all of Nashville would be canceled. Even though Jolton's all the way up the road there on 24. Jolton held Nashville hostage. Still holds Nashville hostage for years and generations.
8836 wants me to encourage you to know the names of players on the team if you're going to be a local sports talk show host.
Okay, Cody Barton, James Williams Sr., Dejo, Sebastian Joseph Day, Jeffrey Simmons, DeAndre Sweat, Ladarius Sneed, Jarvis Brownlee, Xavier Woods, Amani Hooker. Do we go on and on?
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay, thank you.
Because you didn't know Mullins.
That's a joke, folks. That's his name is the first name of Superman's dad. Kal-El. Was it Jor-El was the son?
Yeah.
We've made kryptonite jokes the last 2 weeks when we bring that guy's name up. So that's a joke. It's okay. It's okay if you didn't get it.
Thomas in Nashville says, I'm from Nashville, so the first person I think of is Fate Thomas, the old sheriff we had for years and years. Thanks, guys. I'm glad I was able to discuss the track with y'all. I have plenty to speak about. On a serious note, I think about Bill Hall as well. My dad loved him.
Good. Yeah, Fate Thomas, former sheriff of Davidson County. Legend. Every city's got legends like Fate Thomas. And we had one here.
Pig and Pie. 9777 says, I don't think Clay knows what's going on. Neither do we.
Right? Oh, yes.
But we love Clay. That is good. So about the Brian Robinson conversation, 1180 says, no, he's on a rookie deal. You'd have to pay him. Not worth it. That is true. That is true. I wouldn't want to have to pay him. He's going into year 4. He's on the rookie deal. I think maybe that's why. I mean, but here's it. What does Pollard have left? Was Pollard on a 4-year deal?
I don't remember. Has
because I mean, if you think about that, yes, he's on year 2 of a 4-year deal, and there's an out after this year. That's a $2 million dead cap hit. So hypothetically, you're trading if you did that, you're getting a 26-year-old as opposed to almost 30-year-old.
Yeah,
I know how you feel that ages, but
random. It's just so random that you scroll by and there it was. I mean, there's all kind of other trades that could happen in the NFL. That's one that I was not prepared to hear today or discussed.
Yeah. Mark in Ashland City. Let's not ignore the fact that Joe just said DeAndre Sweat. Who the fart is that, as Rex Road would say?
I said Tavondre.
Yeah, you said Tavondre.
Yeah.
I didn't hear DeAndre.
Yeah, I didn't either. Thanks again there, pal, in Ashland City.
I got your back.
Wait till we do our hometown tour out in Ashland City. You're going to come sit with us on the show.
I got your back. Don't worry. 615-737-1025. That's our phone and text line. Driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. It is Chasing Big Joe, 1025 the game. Cheese and Big Joe, 102.5, The Game, live at Bar Lines here at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Hope you're having a awesome day so far. We've had nice weather, so that's been cool for sure. Not quite as hot.
Let me ask you something. Talk about naming names and teams. Can you name the starting lineup in the Super Bowl for the Titans in '99?
All right, maybe. Quarterback, McNair. Running back, George. Fullback, Lorenzo Neal. Wide receivers would have been Kevin Dyson and Yancey. Did Yancey play or was he hurt?
Did Isaac Bird start? I don't remember. They all played. Chris
I think
played.
Yancey Thigpen did start. Then I think he got hurt. Your offensive line would have been Brad Hopkins. Left guard would have been Bruce. Center would have been who is the center? Kevin Long. Right guard, Benji Olsen, and right tackle, John Runyon.
Attaboy.
Tight end, Frank Wycheck. And then on the defensive side, this is where I might struggle a little bit. Curse was defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Fisk.
I think you are correct.
Henry Ford, maybe.
I think you are correct on that too as well.
Then who would have been the other D lineman? Because they ran a 4-3. Was Randall Godfrey one of the linebackers?
Was not there.
Was that not yet there? Oh, Marcus Robinson. Safeties would have been Blaine Bishop. I don't remember.
Blaine and Marcus were the safeties.
Oh, Mark. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Samari Roll was one corner, and I think it was Denard Walker was the other corner.
Yep.
The defensive line, John Thornton was on there. Javon Curse, Jason Fisk as well. Josh Evans played some. Josh Ford
Evans,
was on there. And then so the kicker,
Al Del Greco.
And then the
punter was Craig Hentrick. The long snapper. That was before Ken Amato. I forgot who the long snapper was.
I know Bruce did some. Linebackers, I think it was it Baron Wortham and Eddie Robinson? Those two?
Maybe.
And Joe Bowden was one there too as well.
Steve Jackson was on that team?
Steve Jackson.
Yeah.
Not bad. You did well 26 years ago getting the team, getting all that down.
Jackie Harris. There's a name.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's the best I could do.
Yeah, you did well. I mean, that's, it's not a lot of unknown about that team going to the 99 because in 97 and 98, the Oilers finished 8-8. In fact, in 98, they were 8-6, went to the final two games, lost to the Vikings here and lost to the Packers on the road. So there was like this foundation, but you go back, that offensive line was already coming together, right? So everything else was, maybe this guy started, that guy started receiver, but that offensive line was solid. And so with this current Titans team right now, you got a pretty good offensive line that's beginning to come together over there with Dan Moore Jr., with Skoronski, with Cushenberry. He's a high-level center when he's healthy. Zeitler, and then, of course, J.C. Latham, if he really embraces that right side, which people think he does. So you've built a foundation there. So Titans fans, you do have some stuff to be happy about. That offensive line, as porous as it was the last 2 years, it's a lot better now.
Nevada Josh says, read an article saying that they're getting rid of Brian Robinson and it's mutual, that he doesn't fit the coach's scheme and he's in the final year and want to get something for him before he becomes a free agent. The new coaching staff under Dan Quinn and general manager Adam Peters are looking to move on from players drafted by previous regime in favor of more explosive and versatile play style, according to Yahoo Sports. Josh also says, but hey, with Spears hurt, he would be great to help Pollard out. He's only 26, might cost more than you would want, but he's a decent running back. I mean, you'd have to basically make the decision that he could be your back moving forward, because if you're going to have to pay him, then you cut Pollard after this year. But you're getting younger, so I don't know. But I don't think they do it.
Here's one. I tell the story that's been told to me, which I found funny. So in 2003, going to camp, the Patriots had Lawyer Malloy on the team. Great safety, right?
Yep.
And then a week before the game and everything, they printed, I think it was 100,000 game day copies
with him on it,
with Lawyer Malloy on it. And then the rumor has it they went to Bill Belichick. Nobody knew he was going to get cut. They went to Belichick and said, "Hey, we printed out 100,000 copies." And Belichick basically like, "Well, it looks like you got to make more copies with another player on there." He didn't. So it's you.
And then didn't he go sign with the Bills and play them?
Play the Bills. That's right.
Yeah. He signed with the Bills and played them like in that first week.
That's exactly right. And spent 3 seasons with the Bills. So when you talk about people falling out of favor and getting cut, nobody. When you read that Lawyer Malloy, nobody is safe, especially in that world. But Belichick was notorious for cutting guys and moving on.
So he's in. Lawyer Malloy is in that man against the machine thing with Brady, and they talk about that. And he said, he basically was like, yeah, I mean, nothing against Tom, but when I got cut, I was pissed. I wanted to beat the you-know-what out of him.
Yeah, he only got 1 Super Bowl, Lawyer Malloy did, but anything can happen with all that goes on.
737-1025. Wes wants to answer our question of the day. What's up, Wes?
What's up, guys? Hope y'all doing well today. I am from a high school that's out in the middle of nowhere, and it doesn't seem like anybody is from that town. But anytime I think about my city, I think about Philip Fulmer because he went to the same high school that I did. And I guess he had such a really cool relationship with Pat Summitt. You kind of have to mention them together. They did so many cool things for the city and for the high school whenever, I was back home. So first names I think of, man.
Thank you. Thank you for the call, Wes. Is that Winchester?
Franklin County High School, baby. Franklin, look who's on the line now.
Well, you do it.
Our good friend Bart Barker. He's the PIO out in Wilson County Schools, talking about Davis. Now, Bart, Davis brought you up. He was going to meet you at some event, right?
I was in transit, gentlemen, and I heard Davis give a little, shout out. And I was like, well, Davis, appreciate it, buddy. But I'm just reporting back on the event at Lakeview Elementary that, as you can imagine, Davis rocked it. I mean, that's just what he does. And kids loved it. Teachers loved it. And we just wanted him to have that opportunity, with tomorrow being his last day, to come back to the school that's basically in his backyard. Of course, he mentioned his daughter attended there. So they brought out an old yearbook for him to see his daughter when I think she was in like 3rd grade. So I know, Joe, you had the pleasure to work with him some years. I did as well. So he's that guy. If you've been around Nashville or Middle Tennessee for quite a while, Davis Nolan is definitely up there on those recognizable names and faces that just everybody knows.
Oh, everybody knows, and he's such a good dude. Bart, I understand we got football in Wilson County tonight.
We do. We got Green Hill taking on Beach. Again, it's of course put on the spot for all the schedules and games, but I talked to Coach Crouch earlier today. I know he's excited, but nonetheless, though, it's that time, guys. I mean, that's just when and speaking of Davis and weather, maybe some hints of cooler weather coming in. So things are shaping up very nicely as we make that transition into high school and college football season, of course, the NFL. So
love it. Bart Barker, do not be a stranger to our show, please.
I will call him more, Joe.
Because we like you a lot better than Justin Beasley.
Amen.
Well, hey, I enjoy listening to you guys and appreciate all you guys do. And I love you guys going on location and just getting out in the community. It's what it's all about. So keep up the good work. Joe, good to talk to you today, buddy.
You too, Bart. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Bart. Appreciate the call. As we go to the break, I saw Paul Kuharski tweet this out, and it caught my attention. And I knew they were doing this. But the Titans have named a new conference room after the late great Floyd Reese. So very cool. And that's kind of been a trend in the new building that they've named certain rooms after people. But we lost Floyd 4 years ago today, actually. So
was it really?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, back in 2021. So hard to believe it's been that long.
Wow.
And I, remember that easily because obviously we worked together for so long, but then my dad passed a month later.
Wow.
So it's just crazy how it all flies by. But thinking about Sally and the family, and Really cool that the Titans named a conference room after Floyd because he spent a lot of time over there building that team we were just talking about in 1999. Yes. Coming up next, we'll tell you what day it is and celebrity birthdays here on Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Thursday. DVD coming your way next. Appreciate Omni, Nashville Hotel, and Barlines for having us today. Always enjoy being here. With that, let's get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays. And, of course, it is brought to you by Jarrett Companies, Inc., the backbone of Middle Tennessee's construction scene since 1997. JarrettCompaniesInc.com, above and beyond industry standards.
All right, gentlemen, let's do this. Today is National Burger Day. So great day to have a burger.
Nice.
It is also National Fentanyl Prevention and Awareness Day. So let's be aware of that. It is Spumani Day. Apparently, it's an Italian ice cream with cream, fruit, and nuts. So
there you go.
I'll ask Fraser about that. It is National Brazilian Blowout Day. So, Joe, I hope you end up at a hair salon after this.
I don't get the joke.
Brazilian. Do you know what a Brazilian blowout is? Okay.
I wanted the rifleman to get nervous.
I thought it was something else when I first heard it.
No,
I'll be completely honest.
It's a hair thing. It's a thing women get. It's National.
Some men might. I don't know.
Well, it's National Sketchy IPA Day. I have fortunately not had one of those. I don't know about you guys, but
I like IPAs. I don't know about a sketchy one.
I know a lot of sketchy people.
Yeah, I was about to say. I mean, Clay just called in.
That guy scares me. Today was the first time I've talked to him on the phone, and that guy's scary.
Wait till he shows up at your house
with donuts.
He will. Yeah, he might. He might bring donuts. No, Clay's fine.
It's National.
He's just banned from Bandy.
Right. It's National Senior Citizen Day.
We love our senior citizens.
We do, and it is, to wrap us up, National Aviation Day.
Shout out to the pilots.
Yes. I would like to have been a pilot.
I know. That'd be cool. I mean, I guess you could still learn, but.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, try it. You can.
Yeah.
But you're what, 6'12"? You can't fit in the cockpit.
They got a great program at MCSU.
They do. They really do. Not as good as the journalism electronic media program, but it's all right. All right, time for celebrity birthdays. You got to get those within two. Our first birthday. She first starred in the movie Porky's and was on Sex in the City. Actress Kim Cattrall.
57.
60.
69.
Nice.
Actress Carrie Ann Moss. She's in the TV show Fubar.
Carrie Ann, 48.
55.
55 exactly. The rifleman's up 2-0. He has no idea
what does Fubar stand for?
It's a condiment on your when you go out to eat. Who else we got here? Oh, Casey Musgraves.
Oh, you love Casey Musgraves.
When she sings Three Little Birds, I'm a puddle.
I'm gonna say she is 38.
32.
37. Chaser's on the board, 2-1. Rifleman over Chase. We talked about it the other day from the TV show Nashville. I can't pronounce her last name. Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah.
I call her Hayden Panera Bread.
36.
33.
36 exactly. It's 3-2. Chaser. Got it straight on. He was inducted in the Country Music Hall of Fame last year. Elvis Presley's guitar player. Man, give it up for my good friend James Burton.
86.
80.
86 exactly. Chases up 5-2. Newsman Harry Smith.
Harry is, I'm going to say 80.
71.
74. So close there. Rifleman, you'll get this one. Brody Jenner.
You can go first.
Okay. 40.
37.
42. Told you
Oh,
you'd get it
nice.
right.
Yeah, there you go.
5-3. Walter White Jr., actor R.J. Mitty from Breaking Bad.
37.
30.
33. All right, sports birthdays. Here we go. Mike Evans, Tampa Bay receiver.
Ooh, 34.
32.
32 exactly. We're tied at 5. Well done. Usain Bolt.
38.
41.
39. Chaser on top, 6-5. You see him on the track, you're like, what's up, Menard? Paul Menard. How old's Paul Menard?
I'm gonna say he's 49.
52.
45. Craig Counsell. Isn't he a major league manager somewhere?
Manager of
Cubs.
the Chicago Cubs.
Okay. Craig Counsell.
He is 56.
62.
55. Chasers up 7-5, down to 3. He's the punky QB known as McMahon. When he hits the field, he's got no plan. Jim McMahon.
Jim McMahon is 68.
73.
66. Chasers up 8-5. We got 2 left, Connor. You're still in striking distance. Former Heisman Trophy winner, the only player to ever win 2 of those, Archie Griffin from Ohio State.
Ooh, 74.
80.
71. Chasers going our final birthday. Our final birthday. How old is Sister Jean?
106.
I'll say 104.
106. She is. Chase wins 10-4. That is the oldest birthday that we've ever had on Celebrity Birthdays.
Happy birthday to Sister Jean, who became famous, I guess, about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
They beat Tennessee, right?
Beat Tennessee. Yeah. Made that run.
That's crazy. Thank you to Barlines and the Omni for having us today.
Yeah, as always, we end our show to our guys out there. Simple message. You hear it all the time. If you're going through something and you're struggling, please reach out. Please talk to someone. Please know there are people out there that can care. We care about you. And go to theGameNashville.com. Click on the Chase and Big Joe show. There's a drop down for Unity Psychiatric Care. Please talk to someone. Sometimes your journey could be rough and could be a little unsettling, but no, our world is a better place because you are here. Please know that, right? Please know that. Please know that we love you. More importantly, more than anything else in this world, God loves you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll. DVD live at First Horizon Park. Coming up next here on 102.5 The Game.